are we are
Hey,
live
everybody.
here.
Here at Principal W Middle School, alongside my great colleague and friend Dean Packard, Principal at Charlton Middle School. This is Unlocking the Middle. We're giving you a little impromptu update on where we are at following a great Sunday night podcast with three outstanding guests who brought their perspective on social emotional learning. How are you doing tonight, Dean?
Chris, I tell you what, we're coming off of a 14-hour day, but I can't say that I'm not doing well because now is time to start thinking about where these seeds are going to be planted and what we're going to be doing moving forward. So we wanted to come on for our viewers and just give a recap of all the great things that are happening, but more importantly, start that pathway of where we're heading the next Sunday night, which is always exciting to be with you, Chris, and our panelists.
Absolutely. This past Sunday night, we talked about social emotional learning, which is going to be ever so important for every educator, every staff member, every administrator, every member of the support team to pay attention to with our students. Not just about social emotional learning strategies, really thinking about trauma informed practices. These kids haven't been in school for a number of months face to face, and we're bringing them back into a whole new school year, potentially all of them remotely. And that's going to require some real new skills in order to make relationships and make them comfortable.
Chris, you're absolutely right, and I'll tell you, you hit it on the head. It's we're going to be starting fresh, and we want to make sure that we're out in front of whatever the needs are for our kids. And I think that can really take place with some upfront training with our staff and making sure as we kind of navigate into remote learning and like not unlike a lot of other schools starting off their school year still with that distance learning at the core. I think there's a lot that we can do here to provide support for kids, students, and families at home as we start looking at this. And our school committee made a big decision tonight to start off the year with a 2-week remote learning aspect. And I'm kind of fired up. I want to get out there and I want to make sure that we've done everything possible to make that a smooth opportunity for kids to come back to school.
Yeah, this is so important for us to acknowledge right now. We have a roadmap ahead of us. Some of the roads don't quite have street names or signs. There's not a lot of intersection signs and symbols for how we're supposed to navigate the new territory. But one thing is for sure, we've got a great mindset in terms of staff and support of what is best for kids and what is best for adults. We're going to bring that together nice and tight, ensure that there's a great PD plan, and move forward with great confidence. On Sunday night, our three panelists, Carl Struzzulo, school psychologist, Bill Chaplin, high school principal and former counselor, and Mike Manis, local counselor at McManus Consulting in Charlton, shared some information about balancing the needs for social emotional learning with young adolescents. They talked about educators and they talked about parents and how we can work in effective ways to bring out all those positives in the kids and to share and model effective strategies. I'm really excited about what it is we're going to be able to do in this new environment that we're coming in.
Well, Chris, that partnership between home and school is ever more important now than it ever has been before. And we got to make sure that parents understand that. There are no problems that we can't be reached to help solve. And we got to make sure we're out in front of it, make sure they feel as supported as the kids do. And I really feel confident that, as time goes on, we'll be able to pivot and move into that hybrid model and slowly get the kids back in the school, which will be great. But all in the while, we got to make sure that safety is our number one concern. And one of the things I was thinking about during the deliberations today was, you're always judged on the things that you don't do well. And quite frankly, I think we've done a really good job to ensure that safety is the number one most important element here. I would hate to come back too quickly and all of a sudden have a breakout and everybody, scrambling back to that remote setting. So again, front loading, ensuring there's good professional development coming out of the gate, ensuring that parents have the ability to connect with us as leaders and the students' teachers. Good things will happen, and I do believe we're going to have a lot of energy going into this school year, and we're going to make it work. There's no doubt.
That's without a doubt. As confident as we are and as comfortable we are with our environment, with our skill set, with our colleagues' skill sets, this is a scary time. It's a scary time for moms and dads, scary time for kids because we're still in uncharted territory. And, as a dad of 3 kids in 3 separate schools, I know I toolbox for the parent, knowing that they have a rounded element of support and the experts in the field. I'm getting more and more comfortable knowing that as a dad, I'm going to feel comfortable at providing what I need to provide my kids in this new world.
Yep. And I'll tell you what, Chris, we've been working in this capacity for a long time, and our staff members get it. They understand the importance of ensuring that there's going to be a quality level of learning that's going to be taking place for all of the kids. And I know that they're going to put their best foot forward, and they're going to make that platform as meaningful and special as they possibly can. And that's the beauty of working with such great people. And I'll tell you what, from either you're at Dudley Middle School or Charlton Middle School, we're going to take that and we're going to run. And we're going to make sure we're out in front, we're behind, and we're on the side of the teachers as they try new and creative ways to make sure that they can get kids to connect with the curriculum. And I'm telling you, that is exciting from an educational leader standpoint.
Yeah, without a doubt, one of the key pieces to us has always been that team approach and that team focus, being able to build on the what if scenario. And sometimes some of the solutions are the wackiest solutions that make the most sense. And we've got a team of innovative thinkers that can certainly provide some of those opportunities that no one else has ever thought about. And that makes it really exciting. Reimagine.
Well, reimagining, making the middle something special, as we say in our opening line whenever we come on a Sunday night. And I said that to me is going to be something that is that magic, and that's going to be embedded within every single teacher that we have, and it's going to look a little bit different for each one. But I'll tell you what, as their confidence starts to pick up, great things are going to continue to happen at both schools, and that's super exciting. Hey, let's talk a little bit about our Sunday night, what we're going to be looking towards. I know on Friday we're going to be doing some professional development. Why don't you talk a bit about that?
Hey, we're going into an exciting time this week, Dean. We are all signed up for Google Palooza, which is going to be a virtual PD experience for leaders and educators from around the state in Massachusetts. And one of the key pieces coming out of that for me is going to be how to effectively lead instruction in a remote learning environment. We're coming at you all with out there in the audience on Sunday night, information about how to work in a remote learning environment. From the classroom to the home, we're going to talk about how it all comes together and makes sense.
Well, I'll tell you what, and that's where we get every tool we can and lay it out there so every teacher has access to these tools in plenty of time prior to the start of the school year. And that's going to give them that jump start to feel special and to feel good about what they're doing. Also, we have a lot of educators who have gone through the Google training. They're at level 1 right now. We're trying to push as many as we can to get to that level 2 and level 3, if at all possible. They become those trainers within our building. So that is right at our fingertips, and I know that we have a lot of people chomping at the bits to try to get that going. That in itself is also very encouraging from an instructional leader standpoint.
That it is, and we've talked a little bit about what we did Sunday night. We're going to talk about what we did on next Sunday night. Let's go ahead and call it a wrap, Dean. It's been a long day, a rewarding day, but we got to get some rest to tackle tomorrow, man.
Totally agree. And hey, stay tuned because we do have some rock star people coming to us next Sunday night. We'll give you a little more information about that later on, probably Friday when we do our principal's perspective on Friday. But until then, stay well. And I'll tell you what, keep believing in the middle, man, because so much can happen there that is just good. And don't ever forget, we're going to recognize that through Unlocking the Middle. Please follow us. Stay with us for the long haul.
Good night.